Hi and welcome to another edition of On the Town. I'm Don Mackey and I'm really pleased to welcome today my guest, a sophomore at East Long Meadow High School, Emma Meyer. Emma.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So you're here to tell everybody about Inclusive Schools Week and a project that you're working on, that you've initiated to get an important message out to the entire East Long Meadow School community. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I've been working on with Dr. Welch, planning the events for Inclusive Schools Week. And Inclusive Schools Week is a national week that is proposed, I guess, to make sure that kids with disabilities are included, and not just in school, but in their community as well.
So how did you decide that this was something that you wanted to do?
Well, I just think it's really important for a number of reasons. One, because I've been there myself, where kids on multiple occasions have excluded me. Like, I sat alone at lunches and just ate by myself. And so I really don't want other kids to have to go through the same experiences, so that's what I'm doing.
So talk about what it is you want to try to do in, and I know you're working in all the schools, and part of the reason you're here is, again, I think to get that message out into the broader community, not just the schools. What are some of the initiatives that you're planning with Dr. Welsh within the schools to, help everybody in those school communities think more about how we include kids with disabilities?
Well, first off, me and Dr. Welch are planning to go around to all the schools in the district and give a little presentation on disabilities. And then we're planning on showing a documentary which is called Lives Worth Living. And it's about people with disabilities and how they have literally had to fight for their right to be independent citizens.
And so you'll show that in the schools?
Yes.
And I will say maybe now that we're actually going to host an event here on Thursday evening, December 5th, here in the ELHS studio.
Yeah.
Where we'll also be showing that film, and you'll be here and able to talk and answer questions that people might have. Tell us a little bit about your own experience. You're here at East Long Meadow High School. You are well known in this school community and greatly admired. Everybody knows who you are, and your personality just really permeates the whole place. But talk about your experience and what it's been like from your perspective to be here.
My experience has been overall good. Of course, there there have been times when, you know, I've had to fight for certain pieces of technology and to fight really to be accepted.
What do you think are the barriers to that?
Well, there's a whole laundry list of barriers and that a lot of people don't know. And that's why I'm here, to basically break down those barriers so that people with disabilities do become accepted. And a lot of the, if you want to call it, facts that people know are they're really myth, and so I just want to try to break down that barrier for all people, that we are not, if you want to call it, monsters.
Give me 3 of those. 3 things that you think that even on, I mean, you're, as I said, you're familiar to the school. People know you. I think you are, I perceive that you are accepted, you know, in general, as you say, overall good. But give me 3 things that you feel on any given day people still misunderstand. How about you?
Well, I think the number one thing that people misunderstand a lot is that people with disabilities, not all, but most, are cognitively there. Like, we can have just a normal convo, and they don't have to be afraid to talk to us. Just because they might see our wheelchair or our walker, or that we have a speech impediment.
Okay, got another one?
Like, for instance, at the beginning of the year, and so yeah, at the beginning of the year, I had some experiences where I sat alone at the lunch table, and kids were afraid to come up and talk to me, so adults would come up and sit with me. And not that I don't love adults, but I just think it would be cooler, if you want to say, to sit with kids. And a lot of kids are afraid because, again, they don't think that we're capable of having like normal combos, and we are.
Yes, you are. You have decided, or you have in you, a desire to be a voice.
Mm-hmm.
You have a very strong voice, you know, and that you're a voice for people who may not feel that they have a voice.
Yeah.
Talk about the idea of having a voice and what that means to you. That you identify yourself as somebody who, that you know you have this gift to speak on behalf of people who may, for whatever reason, not feel that they can speak for themselves. How do you How do you feel like you can empower them to have more of a voice?
Well, my feeling is it's all, if you want to call it, a connected chain. Like, I feel like if they see one person with a disability, getting out into the community and really putting forth this effort, and they really start to see that it's starting to make a really, really good impact, then I think they'll want to do it too. And so I want to be that voice for them. Like, like if they're ever afraid, I want them. No, they don't have to be afraid to say what they want.
Is that hard for you sometimes? To feel to have that, to sort of feel like you have that responsibility? Do you get discouraged?
Not very easily. I mean, I just want to be able to share the message and to show people that no matter how many different challenges you face daily, I just want to be able to show them that even though you might be scared or afraid, that you just have to push through it and get that fear aside, and then people will listen to you if you're assertive enough.
What do you think needs to change? Let's start in the high school, just because we're in the high school now. What do you think could change relatively easily in the high school that would be an important, visible difference, not just for you, but for the people, disabled kids who might be coming to the high school? What kind of changes do you think could be implemented?
Definitely more inclusion in the classrooms and at the lunches. Because, and not that the teachers and staff here don't do a great job, but I just think there needs to be like the teachers and stuff need to figure out a way to include the kids in a wheelchair. Maybe by, this is just an example, but
No, that's good.
But maybe by like putting them in more groups, so that other kids can see that they're not as low as people might perceive us as.
Okay, so that's like that's a determination, a scheduling thing, or just how many classes with other kids do you take in the high school as a sophomore?
Well, right now I'm only taking one other class in the mainstream, and I feel that teacher, Mr. Zilch, has done an absolutely phenomenal job. He's worked with me and my aide people. And so he's really include me in all his academic courses and to the best of his ability, and so it really just depends on like what's the word I'm looking for, on the situation and how kids perceive us at that moment, and if they don't perceive you as well as you would have liked them to at first, I think part of my responsibility is to kind of break down that barrier for them and just start having like a normal convo.
Mm-hmm. So do you find in Mr. Zilch's history class that the kids have changed in the time that you've been in the class? Have they found it easier? I can't imagine that they haven't. Found it easier to converse with you and accept you and include you in more things?
Yeah. And like the kids in that class are great. Like I love the group of kids. I get along with most of them, and so yeah, they've been really great. And at first, I could tell there was a little bit of hesitation. Of course, there is with any person with a disability. But over time, I feel like that barrier has been broken down.
And what have they taught you? What have you learned?
Oh boy. I've learned that obviously in school you have to take your education seriously. And one of the barriers that people have put on against, well, not against, but people see with people with disabilities is that they think that we can't go to college, or we can't get married, or we can't have a family, and those are all pure myths, because we can. And so I just want to show them that no matter if you have a disability, if you have a other problem that you're dealing with, that you can overcome that that barrier and be who you are. You can just be a normal human being living your life. And a lot of people think that life has to be so so different for people like us that have disabilities. And in reality, it's not like that. Yes, we have to adapt, but we do things. We participate in the same sport. We go to the same school, and we do all the stuff that an able-bodied person does. We just do it a little differently.
You know, and you've said that, beautifully. And I think one of the things that I, as an educator, and certainly as a parent, have tried to do is recognize, and I firmly believe, that every child is complete.
Yeah.
And sometimes as educators, we approach our job as trying to help an incomplete human being become complete. We fill them with knowledge. It's like they're a half full glass.
Yeah.
But nobody feels half full, ever.
Yeah.
Everybody feels like a complete person. And I think that, you have just articulated the way, of course, you're a normal person. Of course, you think the same things.
Yeah.
And, the differences are minimal. The similarities are overwhelming.
Immaculate, yeah.
And helping people remember that. And I think it's really remembering.
Yeah.
It's not that you have to teach people that, because people know that fundamentally themselves, right?
Yeah. And people may not want to say they remember and they may not want to say they liked an assembly about a certain topic. That's fine. It's not like I'm gonna come in to school tomorrow and be like, okay, Ethan and I, so I'm gonna give you a quiz on what having a disability is like. No, it's not what that's about. It's about if you come across a situation where you encounter a person with a disability,
Mm-hmm.
don't avoid them. Because like I said, they're a person. They have emotions too. And they do they do things a little differently, but they're human. And we deserve to be treated like one.
Oh, absolutely. Where do you get your energy?
I don't know.
But you have it, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you don't have it? Do you ever feel, you get tired, or are you pretty much always fired up?
I'm pretty much always fired up. Especially when it comes to a topic like this, where I can bring awareness to people, I thrive.
So, when it's not a topic like this, so just tell me a little bit about other parts of Emma. So you are a member of the environmental club.
Mm-hmm.
So you're got some concerns for those issues as well. I understand you're quite the animal lover.
Oh, we have a farm. Okay, we have horses, 3 horses, 2 dogs, goldfish, wild cats, and a house cat.
So tell me about the horses.
Well, me and my twin sister Anna, I'm a twin by the way, and we're identical. But we really fell in love with horses. And I have been riding horses. Well, not riding, but I first fell in love, say, with horses. Ever since I was like 2.5. 2.5 is when I started riding, and we've just found in love with them ever since.
And so you ride?
I used to, but with this disability, it also has presented a lot of medical stuff that I've had to deal with. So I've had to stop for a while. But if I was up to riding, I would.
Sure you would. All right. So let's have the dates for Inclusive Schools Week. When will you be going out with Dr. Welsh to do these presentations?
Well, we haven't said date yet. I can tell you that Inclusive Schools Week is December 2nd through the 6th.
Okay.
And as you just mentioned, we're going to be showing Life Worth Living in my video that I made with one of my groups outside here on the 5th of December.
And that will be here.
Yeah.
In the studio at 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
I believe it's at 6 o'clock. So the public is welcome to attend that, or?
Yeah.
So that's here at the ELHS Studio at the rear of East Long Meadow High School, and we'd love to have you come and meet and talk with Emma and watch a beautiful film. Beautiful film.
Yeah.
Well, Emma, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was delightful, and
Yeah.
I appreciate everything you do and your courage and your determination to speak on behalf of those who need a voice and want a voice. And
Yeah.
your example and the role model that you are for anybody who feels that they don't have a voice or they don't have a way to say what they need to say. They can look to you as a real inspiration.
Yep.
Thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.